Hey guys, thanks for joining me for another Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia video. Today I wanted to take a look, I kind of want to do like an extra showcase here on just what I think is maybe the deadliest combo in the game right now, and that is Rosa with Aerith. I feel like this duo can just make a unit look so good, and I just love the way that these two combo together. And those of you who have been watching my channel know I've been using these two a lot together. And I just love the way that they interact with Force Time, right? So what I want to do is we're just going into the Astos Shinryu fight, and we're gonna show how they can just like blow up the fight so quick, and you just put them with like a main DPS. So we're gonna put them with Astos, who's absolutely crazy, right? And I kind of want to do this too because I haven't really used Astos much lately because I've been trying to focus on more boosted characters or like lockout content or whatever, but I just haven't used him as much as I would like, and we got to get this boy out more because he's ridiculous, right? So the reason why these two interact so well is I just absolutely love Rosa's Force Condition. It's so free, it's so good, and it interacts very well with Aerith's Echo, because to meet all of Rosa's conditions, you don't actually have to attack. So what happens is Aerith can instant turn Echo at 160%, which is an insanely high number. So what you can kind of do with these two is you can basically rush into a force and you can race to like 999% pretty dang quick at a very high force number, and then go into a burst phase with a main DPS and blow it up ridiculously fast. And what can emphasize this even further is when you do it with a friend unit as well. So what we're doing in this is we're actually going to have two Aeriths. So we're going to bring in the friend Aerith and also Echo. So essentially what happens here that makes this so busted is we pop Rosa Force, and then we get 4 Echoes in a row at 160%, which pretty much brings you up to cap at that point. It's really crazy. So it's part of the reason I like Rosa so much, and I'm definitely someone who's been very vocal that I feel like Rosa maybe is a little bit underrated in the game. And I think she's a really, really super top tier support character. And because I'm a big time Aerith player too, like she just pairs so well. So we're going to go ahead with Astos here. We're going to do some Brave damage to build up our Dark Matter, which we definitely want to do, so that Astos can be doing big numbers. We also are bringing the Brother Summon, which is a Max Brave 30% up. That helps Astos carry a lot more Dark Matter. Remember, Max Brave is like his most important stat, right? So the main thing that we're doing here is we just want to make sure that we have burst effects up on Rosa and Aerith, which we do. So now we're basically to the point that we're going to ramp up. And we're going to ramp up, we're going to go into Rosa Force, and then we're just going to kind of go crazy from there, right? It's going to go very quickly once we get the Force going. But I would say for like, because there's like really two ways I like to play the game, right? I like to play it either like this, where I'm just very offensive, rush into a big force, big damage dealer. I think that's a pretty standard way to play the game, right? But then I also like the off-turn stuff, right? So I like the Oron type setups. I like Vice. I think Reno's going to be really awesome for that. Rubicante type setups. I like playing that style as well, the kind of defense counter style. So we'll be definitely looking at those teams a little bit more once we get Reno. I definitely want to grab that. I've been thinking about Jill a little bit, and I actually don't know. I think I might just kind of go tickets on Jill and maybe not chase BT and just showcase her as is. I'll definitely like get her like base kit just because she's like a new character, but I don't know if I'm going to chase her BT actually. All right, so here goes Rosa. Rosa's hopping in with the Force. Got the nice little pairing with Lulu. Perfect. All right, so now is where the craziness happens. So Astos, what I'm actually going to do with Astos here on his first turn is we're actually just going to Echo with him. And I did give him a Reigns call too, so we're going to be doing Reigns, we're going to be doing all that. So he did put his BT effect up last turn, so ideally you'd like to go into burst phase like now, but that's fine. Astos, like 5 turns of Astos BT is plenty to blow up a fight. When he's doing, because here's the thing, with this setup I'm doing, Astos is going to be hopping in on his next burst phase. It's going to be like 800-900%. So he's like, those 5 hits are all going to be like 100 mil plus shots. So the fights are going to get destroyed. So this is right here. This is why I like this team setup. This is why Rosa and Aerith are just a nasty combo. Maybe one of the best combos in the game right now. You can see we echoed for about 160% right there. And then we can just echo again. for another 160. And notice the force gauge, right? It's like at 10 turns, right? So we're doing all this for free. It's just free percent to like go crazy. Now what we're going to do is we're going to swap into the friend Aerith, and we're going to echo again. So then we're going to do that 2 more times, and once again, we're still staying at turn 10. And the nice thing about this setup is that this Aerith now just replaces mine, and I can just use her BT effect and still have the exact same setup I had. We just essentially got to do 4 echoes instead of 2. It's kind of crazy. So yeah, I think Selfie and Aerith are like the 2 friends that I like having on the friends list right now, because that's what I'm liking to abuse. Look at this. Dude, we're at 855. We're already at 855. We'll hit the BT effect. So we're using our first force turn at 855%. This is why Rosa and Aerith is such a deadly combo. Like, there's not many setups where you can say you can just open at that high of a percent on, like, that turn, right? Like, that's so crazy to me. So yeah, now 933 and we've used our first force turn, right? And now Rose is up, she can echo again, so we can stay on turn 9 and we can just echo. Because normally what I would do before going into a burst is I might just do like force charge attacks to ramp it, but there's not even a need for it. Like our gauge is so high it doesn't even matter. Right? So there we go. We're at full gauge before Astos even goes into his burst phase, and we're still on turn 9 of force. So you can get so much damage out of this. And I think kind of what triggered this for me was my last damage test I did on Vice. I'm like, you know what? I think I just need to do a video about this combo, because you can just ramp it so fast. And then you, like, this exact team comp right here, provided it's not locked out or the boss doesn't have a weird mechanic that stops you from doing it, like, this will kill everything in the game that will allow it, right? Like, because like there aren't any bosses, like not Spiritus bosses can't even survive this barrage that Astos is about to put out. The amount of damage he puts up is just insanity. So we're gonna open with the EX, and just the amount of damage is crazy. So on this launch here, yeah, so he opened with 113 mil. That was his opener. Like, he just started force time, and he's starting at that. So even for like a 2-target fight, basically it's going to be a 1-target fight because he only gets 2 hits AoE. Astos puts up a massive burst phase here. That's how crazy it is. So there's 65 mil, but we got 50 mil on the other enemy. So total, we did over 100 million damage again. So pretty much every button he's pressing, as long as it's a dark matter influence button, he's getting over 100 mil damage total, as long as there's multiple enemies. Now, single target, it's mainly his 15 that does all the damage. We still did 90 million there. Pretty good 90 million shot. Like, yeah, damage is crazy out of the sky. Dark Thrust, this is the big damage button, right? This is where it's like 125 mil. And we set it up so that we do it twice because we got the free skill use. So yeah, 125 million. That is just so insane to me, how much damage Astos does. This is why he was like the must-pull character. He's crazy. He's absolutely insane. And just how effortless this fight was, set up by, you know, 2 insane support force charging characters with the insane, like most insane force and echo mechanics I've seen. Just blowing the fight up like nobody's business. So let's see on this like 2-target fight. This is almost like single target damage though. That, like I said, that left enemy, he only took like 2 hits. And the amount of damage Astos will put up here is like way more than like what my full damage tests on Bahamut's are with other characters. It's kind of crazy. Alright, so 32 mil there, so definitely the weaker shot, right? Like, Astos is kind of weird in that, like, his force is one of his weaker buttons, because it's not influenced by dark matter, right? So, it's all of the other stuff is where he gets the big, you know, the big damage, the 15 and 35. That's his big damage buttons. So here we go. Astos, with this setup, just did 633 million damage with pretty much 1 target. Like, pretty insane. So anyways, guys, let me know if you agree that you think that this is one of the best duels in the game of Aerith and Rosa. Let me know if you have them, if you're enjoying them. Thanks for watching. We'll catch y'all on the next one.